What's going on YouTube? JV's Game Store back with another opening. Today we are doing our first of two, at least two, mega pack opening videos. Today I have the tins. I got 4 tins I picked up from my local stores, Walmart and Target. And so I just wanted to open these up. I do have a case of tuck boxes coming. If I, obviously do well with my pulls overall, then I might go ahead and buy more tins and stuff. Who knows? But for now, I'm going to go ahead and open these four, see what we can get, give people an idea of what to expect. And I will see you once I get these tins open. All right, so I did get the other tins open already. This is the last one. I just wanted to kind of have one part where at least you can see what it's like when you open the tin, see exactly what's inside. Inside you do get a divider, or is it a stack? Oh, it's a stack of dividers. So it is different dividers. I believe it's the ones on the side of the tin. We've got well, this one's got Joey. Okay, so the other side still doesn't have Joey. So I don't know where they get that from. I guess. Oh, I guess on the top. Okay, so the top has the Joey, the Yugi, and the Kaiba. So I don't know if it comes with the same ones or if they have all the other ones. I don't. Let's find out actually. That's part that I haven't seen yet. I left the packs in the tin. That doesn't help anybody. So let's go and open this first, just to see what's inside of it. Other than, we know what it is, but how many? If they're all the same. I'm definitely curious about that. So we got the Joey, Kaiba, Yugi. It's just Joey, Kaiba, Yugi. Okay, well, that's interesting. We got Lorda D playing the Blue Eyes Ultimate guitar. So it has three. You can only see two of the heads of the Blue Eyes, but there's definitely a third one that would be there. It's just covered up. That's interesting. I'm assuming they're all just going to be the same. Yeah, it's got Joey. There's no way there's different stuff. So I either got really unlucky and all four are exactly the same, or they just all happen to be that way and they just have the other art on the tin, which is my guess, considering I have 4 tins, 2 from different stores each. So all right, without further ado though, we do have the packs here. Each tin does have the 3 packs inside. Each pack does have 1 Starlight Rare, which is the part that makes this exciting. Now, some people do not like it because it, makes the value of the cards drop drastically. For the reprints, things that had like quarter century rares and whatnot, makes them drop pretty hard. And then there's also, a lot of secret reprints of cards that already had secrets. So that kind of stuff kind of makes some people upset. But let's get into it. We've got an interdimensional matter forwarder, White Sunfish, Assault Synchron, which I have the secrets of that, so it looks weird to see it as a common. Kochibo's Hinamatsuri, Cooling Embers. We got Fiendsmith Sequence. We got the Infinite Impermanence in the very first pack. That is the one I want the most to have 3 of. So I'm hoping between these packs today, as well as the tuck boxes coming, that I can pull a play set of those. Because that is one of the things I want the absolute most. And I'd rather pay my business to get them than pay somebody else. So we've got Senpai Transcendent Dragon. We've got Tenpai Dragon Phaedra, which I have all the Tenpai stuff, so that's nice to have. We got Blaze, Supreme Ruler of all dragons. I guess that goes there with the secrets. And then we have a Goblin Biker Grand Crisis, White Sardine, and Mansion of Dreadful Dolls. Wow, I can't believe we opened up with Imperm as our very first Starlight Rare. That's definitely a very good one to have. DPH Gindamore, Sengen Kaiman. I wish that was like, a secret or something. Area, XYZ, Poseidon Splash, Ryzeal Plugin, Palm Ryzeal. We got Tactical Trainer of the Sixth Samurai. We got Retaliating Sea. That's an interesting one. One that sometimes sees sideboard play depending on the meta. We have Eternal Favorite, Fiendsmith in Paradise, which is a good one to have. Vulcan the Divine is the secret, and then 2 cards that don't really matter. I actually am going to go ahead and sleeve up the secrets and stuff too, because why not, right? I know it takes a little bit longer for the video, but I think it's worth it to try and avoid scratches and damage, all it takes is a little dust particle and suddenly there's a scratch on your card that wasn't there before. So the Fadra or Phaedra, however you want to say it, I like the upgrade for that in my deck because mine was, I believe, common, if I remember right. So, and I think even this is an upgrade, but I'm not 100% sure. That could also be a downgrade. Now that I look at it, I want to say I might even have the secret, if there's a secret version of it. I haven't really looked at that deck in a while, if I'm being honest. So I'm not even going to try to say that, but it's the Moonfang Dragon. We got Centurion Chimeria, Ragnaraka Stag Sovereign, Baton Bat, Kochibos Hinats whatever, Melodious Concerto, which I do have a Melodious deck still built. We got Spell Card Soul Exchange. What does this do? Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon one monster, and you can tribute monsters your opponent controls, even though you do not control them. But it cannot be tributed this turn. What? If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, your opponent can apply this card's preceding effect. You can only activate one spell card soul exchange per turn. I don't even really fully understand that card, but okay. Interesting. We got a Dark End Evaporation Dragon. We've got the Tri-Edge Master. We got a Wedju Temple. Which I don't have any of the cards for that deck. And I'm actually just going to wait to sleeve, I think, the Secrets and Ultras, because that'll just make the video take a while. With there being so many of them. But I'm still going to sleeve the Starlights for sure. We got Yellow Ninja, Terrors of the Afterroot, Psychic Arsenal, Max Metalmorph, Embers of the Ashened, Apophis the Swamp Deity. We got a Beals, which was a really fun card back in the day. It was pretty good. Ryzeal Cross, I believe that's an upgrade. Mathmech Superfactorial, which is not an upgrade. There's a little bit of damage on some of these cards in the corners or on the edges. But Snake Eyes Diabell Star is the secret. I don't know why I sleeved it. I'm supposed to sleeve the Beals only, but alright, whatever. So Beals was one of the ones I did want, at least one of, but just for old deck stuff. Ragnaraka, El Magi Mergi, Vesper Gersu, Azamina Debaters, Necroquip Princess. They just reprinted this as a Ultra, so I don't really need that. Thanks, though. Scourge of the White Forest. We got a Millennium Ankh, so we're building that deck apparently quickly. We got Mimigul Slime. Number 95, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Oh, we got Purge! That's one of the big ones to get. I don't have any of the Dominus cards, so for me, that's huge. It has a little bit of damage over there anyways, but I will be buying this card for myself then for a light play. So we will take those. That's a card that I wanted to have, in my collection for whenever I do decide to finally go play. Set aside time for that. See, we've got XYZ Force, Assault Synchron, Psychic Processor, Double Dive, Ryzeal Plasma Hole. We got Mimigul Room. We got Spell Card Monster Reborn. This one's interesting, I guess, but it's a card I've seen a lot of people using in deck lists. Not, in meta, obviously, but it says target one monster in either graveyard, special summon it to the field, but for the rest of this turn it cannot attack and neither player can activate its effects. You can only activate one spell card Monster Reborn per turn. My guess is that it's used because it is a quick play, and it can snag something out of the graveyard. But I don't think, I just don't see how that's that. I mean, I can see how it's somewhat useful because it removes a target for something in the graveyard, I guess, but Fiendsmith Requiem, that's a good one to get. And the secrets, that's just sad to see this Malice here. But I already had a Requiem. I had the original print secret as well. I think it was a secret. Lord of the Missing Borrows, Eyes of the Dragoness of Deranged Devotion, Mimigul Fork, Max Metalmorph, Ruby Sapphirus the Adamant Jewel. We got Dramatic Snake Eye Chase. Ooh, a Gamma Seal. I did not know that Gamma Seal was a Starlight Rare. That gets used in my Crusadia deck. And if it's not expensive, which I don't anticipate it being expensive, I will probably buy that for myself. Eternal Favorite, Centurion Phalanx, Paleozoic Animalocaris. Yep. And then we got Goblin Biker Grand Crisis, White Sardine, and Mansion of the Dreadful Crisis. Or Dreadful Dolls. Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls. That sounds terrifying. No thanks. We're just going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. Malice, another Malice card that got downgraded to a common. Mimigul Room. We got Tenacity of the Monarchs. We got Mimigul Charm. So it looks like you can build the Mimiguls in this set. Let's see. We got... That's Voiceless Voice, Odd Eyes Dissolver, Goblin Biker, Troika Grary. However you say that. Let's put the Starlight Rare over there. Trap Tantalizing Tune. Interesting. White Dragon Ninja. Raid Raptor Roost. Ragnaraka Stag Sovereign. Chaos Star Source Dragon. I had these. I sold all of them, and then I needed one. So I'm glad that I just pulled that. I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side so I don't have to go through the commons later. We got Raziel Plasma Hole, Psychic Processor, another Apophis. We got a Bestial Magnamut. That one is a very good one to get. I will definitely be buying this one for myself as well, because that's a card that gets used a lot in my decks. Mimigul Dragon. We got more Marshmallow, Danko Seka, Gimmick Puppet Cattle Scream, and Hero of the Ashen City. So we're down to our last 10. There are 3 packs left. Let's see what we can get. An SP Little Knight would be a pretty good one to have. Another Dominus card would be great. We got a Bestial to start out. I mean, the whole edge of that is just kind of worn out. So, Monarch Stormforth. So apparently we're just pulling Monarch cards out of the Starlights now. Awesome, I guess. Mermail Shadow Squad. So that's an interesting one to see as a secret. I like it. That's one of those decks that I've just never put together to test, but I have like all of the stuff for it because it's just all been printed so much. And then I pulled like the minstrel stuff and whatnot, you know, back in the day when it was a common. So I have a bunch of those just sitting around. Palm Raziel, Bet and Bat. We got Mirage of Nightmare. We got Dark Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation. Code of Soul. Got Sangan Summoning. The Hallowed Azamina is the secret. And then just some common stuff. Alright, the last pack. See if we can get something useful here. Another Dominus card. One of the Molcharmies. An SP. Specifically, I actually need Perulias because I did sell the ones from my Maze of the Master opening that you guys may have seen on the channel. I did open a full case of Maze. I pulled a playset of the Molcharmy Perulia, and I did sell them all before this set actually announced the reprint of Perulia officially. So we got a Medolce Mini Meowcaroons. I did not know this was a card. I do have all the Medolce stuff, so I will be buying that for myself. We got a second Millennium Ankh. How did we get a repeat already? That is wild. There are so many cards in this set, and we got a reprint already with just 4 tens. So that's stinks, but I mean, it does make sense. They're from different places. There's just so many options of cards that it's crazy that it did happen. We got Mimigul Charm, Fiend, Reflection of the Millennium, Lingaribo, I mean, and then Tricorn and Time Engine. So I do appreciate you guys for watching. Really, in here, Infinite Impermanence is the big hit. I'm going to put that off to the side. I probably won't list all of these cards until a little bit after the set's been out. I do think, from what I see typically in the market, it looks like a lot of the prices initially will be high, and then the set releases, they drop down terribly low. And then most of the time, the cards will rebound, especially the bigger hits, which, you know, stuff like Infinite Impermanence will do that a lot. However, I do want that for myself potentially. I've got secret versions, so we'll see. I might end up selling them just for the business side of things, but not entirely sure yet. But thank you guys for watching. It's really cool just to have this much shiny cardboard. I appreciate the look of the Starlight Rares. I know this set's very controversial because of the Starlight in every pack. It really hurts the value of a lot of other Starlights because of it. This kind of style of set, along with how like Bonanza and Stampede were, you pretty much just don't want to be a collector in this game at this point. If it's something where you want to see the value constantly grow of your collection, if you spend a bunch of money collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! And you end up in a crunch where you need money and you go to sell it, you're going to be in a tough spot because a lot of these cards just won't have value because of how they keep reprinting them. With that being said, obviously old stuff is what it is. First edition old printings of things will be valuable, so those are always things you can buy and try to collect and whatnot if that's something you're interested in doing, is just collecting really cool Yu-Gi-Oh cards. If you're like me, there's some cards I just like to have in my binder because I think they look cool. I like to have a lot of deck cores because it's just fun for me to have different decks to mess around with. I keep them on my computer desk. I always have them next to me. I literally can just reach back and I've got decks always around me. I believe this one is my, yeah, this is my Yummy deck. So I even have like the Field Center with it. And I've got all of the deck here, and I just will randomly shuffle it. That's a token. I'll just shuffle it through while I'm playing games and draw test hands and try to do a playtest round, I guess you could say, as if I'm going first, and see what I can do and just kind of practice with the deck. So if you are looking at playing the game and you haven't played in a while, that's what I definitely recommend you do, is just build a deck that has combos and stuff and just practice doing combos, because it does help to remember all of the cards, and it helps to me even if I'm just playing with a different deck than what I want to eventually play with. Just being able to create that ability with your mind to remember cards and how cards operate, and just the flow of the game, in my opinion, is really important. So either way, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm gonna stop rambling now, but I will be posting another video here soon. I believe on Monday coming up I should get the tech boxes, so looking to film that video probably on Monday night, and hopefully we will get our playset of Perulias, as well as finish our Infinite Impermanence playset and get at least one SP Little Knight for our collection. I'll see you guys next time.